guys and gals, Never here from Drake Wing Gaming, and Subby Mount Twitter the Gaming Dragon, actually. Hey guys and gals, Never here from Drake Wing Gaming, and Subby Mount Twitter the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you with the Let's Play episode of Arches. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right back in, shall we? Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go. Cameron closes his eyes, clutching into the fur of Brian's back as the bear lumbers heavily around, listening to the sounds of a screen door swinging open then shut. You can sense that they're outside, the air warm from the lingering heat of the day. Then, he finds his feet coming into contact with the ground. Cameron looks at his surroundings while Brian ambles around 5 feet away, kicking at the dirt and foliage. It's twilight now, at least as far as Cameron can tell. The eerie, ominous red hasn't gone away, even though they're well past sunset. First time he tried shrooms, the colors did change, but in the sense that they became more vibrant and saturated. The forest looks just like it did when he had the vision about the static entity. He was with Dev then. How's this even happening? Who's having these thoughts? Devon? What? Cameron jolts back to the present, even though it's not the present, because time has stopped existing, and this is just a moment, a never-ending series of moments. Is time always happening at once? Brian is still looking at him with a piercing gaze, and his fur is once again writhing about on his body as if it's come back to life. Sorry, I'm having a hard time concentrating. He lost himself for a moment and just blurted the first name that came to his mind, to center himself and confirm that he still exists. The trip is reaching the same levels he experienced in high school that had sent him running through an unfamiliar public park, his friends having to chase him and pin him down. Ha! I'll fucking bet! I didn't even measure what I gave you because I thought you'd only take one swallow. It was a fuck ton, though. Oh, there's nothing he can add to that. It's scary, but it's the way Brian is acting that's really scaring him. Whatever he took is very obviously kicking in, and it's definitely not calming him down. Something wrong? Brian's tone is taunting and cruel, and to Cameron's horror, Brian comes closer, right next to the coyote. No, I'm just feeling off because of the shrooms. Oh shit, you're on like 3 milligrams of Xannies too. I totally forgot. Fuck, you better not fall asleep or go all delirious on me, understand? Because if you do, I'll probably just kill you. Cameron stays still. He's reached the stage where he feels solidly stuck in a deep dream, one that he'll be in for several more hours. Who's dreaming? Hey, what's the matter? Am I making you feel uncomfortable? Is there something wrong with me? Cameron shakes his head with tiny jerks, barely moving it. I asked a fucking question! I'm noticing you're on something, that's all. Well, no shit, kid. You think I was blowing my nose in there or something? I was thinking maybe we were going to see things together and you'd take a downer, but it looks like you're on an upper. Why would I want to see that shit when I got you? I don't like the ones out here, that's why I took it. Want to guess what I'm on? Cameron doesn't, but now that he knows cowering isn't going to help him, he plays along. Maybe cocaine? Adderall? You fucking kidding me, kid? Adderall? You look like a college brat trying to pull an all-nighter. Shit's like a cup of coffee to me. Cameron doesn't say anything, but Brian keeps quiet, like he's waiting for the next guess. Meth? Too expensive, but close enough. It's mephedrone. Oh, okay, sorry, I never really did stems. Not after what happened to his mother. Bath salts. Oh. No. And it feels fucking amazing. What follows is the sight of a 500-pound bear awkwardly dancing and swinging his massive arms around violently, growling and laughing. It's terrifying. As the crazed bear is shadowboxing about 20 feet away, Cameron begins to realize he might be able to run. With his muscles weak from the sedative and his mindset absolutely fucked from the hallucinogen, he might not be able to outrun Brian. He's starting to forget that he even exists. Still, he might be able to hide. The desert is full of cracks and crevices that he might be able to squeeze into and to wait at. Brian is there, heaving for breath. Fuck, gotta relax. It's been a while, so I'm getting a huge rush. Gotta remember, whew, I ain't as young as I used to be. My heart's probably gonna give any day now. Please let your heart give out. Please just die and let this nightmare, this decades-long nightmare you've created end. Way too much. Anyway, it's making me forget what we're even doing. Remind me again, little buddy. Brian smiles at the young coyote, and Cameron takes that as his cue to smile back. If Cameron is remembering correctly, stimulants make people more empathetic, and he hopes he can tap into that. I'm gonna help you calm down some spirits. Cameron wants to say, and then you'll let me go, but Brian doesn't keep promises, and bringing it up seems like a bad idea. That, and now that they're outside, Cameron is sure he can feel Devon's presence, alive but hurt, and the coyote is desperately trying to figure out what to do next. But Brian seems to know exactly what's on Cameron's mind. What about your bear? Maybe I was just getting the wrong impression, but I thought he's your boyfriend. Of course, that's why I'm doing this. Oh, fuck, forgot to tell you, he overheated in the van. Got distracted with you and left him in there too long. A few seconds pass, during which Cameron's mind is telling him 10 different ways to react. Cameron knows for a fact that Devon's alive. But should he act terrified to satisfy the bear? Brian interrupts with a giggle. No, he's fine. Just wanted to make sure the feelings between the two of you are mutual. Your face said it all. Brian laughs again and even lets out a high-pitched whoop that echoes around the quiet forest. Not knowing what else to do, Cameron does his best to go along with Brian's game and forces a laugh. Holy shit, you really got me there. I thought my heart was about to give out. Damn, you're cute. Cutest little Yoda I've ever seen. Oh, thanks, but drugs. They make everything seem better. I think I'm more on the ugly side of things, if I'm being honest. I mean, I haven't showered in a while either. Cameron pretends to self-consciously smooth over his head fur. Nah, you were cute before I amped up. Also, I've had guys shit themselves before I had my fun. Either because they were scared or they thought it would stop me doing what I did. It didn't, because this shit I'm on makes me horny as fuck. So not only do you look cute, you are cute, thinking something like that might help you. Of course. Cameron saw the torture Brian inflicted and the bear had to be drugged up whenever he was doing it. Cameron can especially remember Daniel's experience and his thoughts. 10, 20, sometimes even 30 hours of non-stop physical and mental torture. And it would go on and on and on and wouldn't stop until the bear's exhausted body would pass out. Then he would sleep for an entire day, sometimes longer before the process would begin again. But luckily for you, we got more important things to do. Come stand here next to me. Okay, I'm gonna help you. Cameron tries to make it sound like he's on the bear's side. Who's thinking these thoughts? But as Cameron moves to stand beside Brian, it finally seems to sink in that Brian is going to kill them. Not because it's obvious, but because he's starting to pick up on the bear's thoughts. He's reading his mind. He thinks he murdered Artie, but he didn't. For whatever reason, either because he's outside or because he's tripping out even more, he's certain of that. He'd never been the closest of friends with the cat, the two of them a bit too different to really hang out for or talk without Devon being involved somehow. But Artie was a constant presence in his life for more than 2 years, and he knows that feeling. That amalgamation of a person that is Artie. It's still out there. Cameron mentally reaches out to the cat, but he's so far, so distant, and something is wrong with Artie. His amalgamation is missing some parts, and several pieces seem a bit warped, even broken. Devon's is still full and nearby, and it shines like a beacon in the darkness of the barren desert. So while Brian is telling him to contact people he murdered and buried under the ground, Cameron instead reaches out for Devon. A few minutes after Brian left, Devon became frantic. Even though he knows it won't help, it'll only make things worse. The instinctual part of his brain overwhelms everything. With low, bearish grunts and growls, he yanks and pulls and lunges with all of his weight, just trying to get something other than his own wrists to break. He'd already contemplated dislocating or even breaking his thumbs to pull his paws out of the cuffs, like he'd seen characters do in some movies. But just by looking at the metal, he can tell they're too well fitted for that to do any good. He could gnaw his thumbs off, and he'd still be stuck. So he just yanks until blood is seeping into his paw fur, and even that, with that added lubrication, they don't budge. Please. 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 It's the only word he says with each grunt of exertion. Finally, as the drugged water begins to take its effect, Dev slumps on his side, crying. He sobs harder than he ever has in his adult life. Cameron, I'm so sorry. Cameron, please. He killed them, all because he needed to find out. Turns out he will find out, because they're going to die. How could he do this to Cameron? How could he be so stupid, naive, inconsiderate, selfish? In a flash of rage and desperation, Devon viciously gnaws at his right forearm, snarling. Again, he knows it's senseless, pointless, detrimental, but the self-loathing is all-consuming, and mostly he just wants to punish himself. After several seconds, he stops, and after blinking away the blur of tears, sees that while some fur is missing, he barely broke the skin. Devon lets out a hopeless, despairing laugh, even while tears stream down his face. The metal enclosure makes the laugh sound loud and hollow, and that's when Devon stops as he realizes how unhinged he sounds, how he shouldn't be acting like this. He doesn't have a right to break down. His friend is dead. His best friend. Devon knows he needs to do everything he can to get out. The next time Brian is within reach, he's going to do everything he can to make sure he dies. He'll rip his throat out. But while that fire is rekindled in his chest, he can't fight whatever drug the bear gave him. Devon suspects that it's making him a bit delirious, too. Either way, it's powerful, and Devon knows he probably won't be able to do much for another hour or two. So he lays down, trying to keep his ears open so he can be ready for the old bear if he comes back. If Cameron dies, it doesn't matter if I escape. I won't be able to live with that. Maddie! Maddie! Mateo! Huh? No one's used his second name since... Why couldn't you just watch her? Oh, wow, that's new. Devon! Devon stays curled up because he knows he imagined that, or his brain is playing tricks on him, or... Devon, it's me! I'm here! Cam? Devon stares at the swirling patterns and lines. Are you okay? No. No, none of us are okay. You're not okay. I don't even know if you're alive. Devon tries to move toward Cameron, but he stays at a constant 10 feet away, no matter how hard the bear tries to get to him. Devon, I'm real. Cameron carefully enunciates each of these words. I'm doing this through, my mind, I think. I'm fucking psychic, remember? Well, now I know this is my bullshit. This is what I got us into this nightmare in the first place. Devon. Yeah, you know that? Fuck you. You're exactly what I thought you were. You don't exist. My sick, fucked up mind is making up this version of you that I have no right to create, and... Devon's voice trembles with emotion. He's never had a dream where he's felt this real before, this alive, and of course it's happening when he's feeling at his absolute worst. I just wish you were real so I can eventually tell you how sorry I am, but I can't take any of this back, even if we somehow make it out. And you look fine, but I know you're not fine, because you're with that goddamn bear. It's quiet for a moment, the only sound being Devon sobbing. Devon, I know there isn't much I can do to convince you that I'm real. All I can say is that I am real, and that I love you dearly. I love you too. And yeah, Brian is hurting me, just like he's hurting all of us. What's he doing to you? What happened to me not being real? Well, just in case, are you okay? The look on Cameron's face makes Devon's stomach drop. Well, not really, no, but he's keeping me alive, so that's what's important. Did you see those patterns? Yeah? Well, Brian drugged me with shrooms, and I'm tripping absolute balls right now. Hallucinogens enhance my abilities, and I think I kind of created this space. I really can't make this stuff up. Well, maybe you're right, but he drugged me too, you know? This could still all be me. You don't give psychedelics to someone you're trying to sedate. Anyways, it turns out I'm not that different from my mom. It's all arches. I can see them when I take certain drugs. Devon looks up at the patterns, and for the first time he feels like this might actually be Cameron. Cameron? It's me, yes. Cameron, oh my god, please let this be real. Baby, I'm so sorry. No, we don't have time right now. Also, I kind of read your mind, so I already know. Sorry about that, by the way. It's just happening automatically. But I can sense Brian's thoughts, too. And now I know where you are, where the van is, that you're in a set of handcuffs, I know where the keys are. I'll get you out somehow. Cameron, honey, please don't do anything that might get you hurt, please. Devon sees Cameron's lips tremble. Devon, you know I can't promise that in this situation. Neither of us can, but we're doing this together. Cameron! Shit! Brian, is he there with you? I'm gonna be fine, but I gotta go. I love you. Cameron! No, damn it, please! He crumples in the darkness, feeling helpless. He should be there with Cameron, not here, sleeping and doing nothing. We're doing this together. With a great deal of effort, Devon smothers the frustration and terror, knowing that he should have some faith in his boyfriend. If Cameron thinks he can do this, then Devon realizes he has to believe him. Alright, I'm actually going to pause it right there. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Before I go, I'm going to have a quick shout out to our lovely bronze tier patrons. Thank you all for all you do for the channel. We greatly appreciate your support. Thank you to our silver tier patron, Katie Silverman. Thank you going above and beyond. It's greatly appreciated. Thanks to our 3 gold tier patrons, Zeke, Toby, and Blue Wolf Alpha. Y'all are awesome. We love you. Thank you for subbing to Ultimate Tier. Anyway, if you want to get your names in the credits, get access to all of our not safe for work contents as little as $5. Alrighty, I love you all, and I shall see you all in the next video. Bye-bye!